Listen, man, I've seen Super Mario Brothers. I've seen all the critics on YouTube making fun of it. And honestly, I think you can put me right with those guys. It's a movie I might watch to make fun of, kind of like Daredevil or Spider-Man 3. I consider it to be so bad that it's good, or at least fun to watch. Like, I can have a good time watching this, but it still sucks. And it's really disappointing if you were hoping to see Mario and Luigi put on the big screen and, you get met with this. However, there's a new movie that's come out attempting to do it all again, to put Super Mario Brothers on the big screen. And the question is, did they do a good job? First, I want to get through, some of the good stuff that I really liked about the movie. And then, later in the video we're going to get into like, stuff that, I thought they could improve on or that they could have done better. But to start, I think the animation is really good. It's really smooth. It's really pleasing to look at. Overall, the movie just looks great. It looks beautiful. And then the voice actors actually did a good job. I really didn't pay that much attention for like when the trailers and everything was out, but I know that people were upset about Chris Pratt and the others. But honestly, there's not really any performances that were bad. Like, again, aesthetically, on the surface level of like everything you saw and that you heard, like it was pretty good. No complaints there. I mean, and the movie overall is just really fun. It feels like a Mario movie. It feels respectful to the source material. I don't feel like they changed stuff so that it would appeal to audience members more. It feels like a movie made by people who actually loved Mario, who loved the old games, everything. I mean, there's references all over it that I'm sure that even, normies like me couldn't even pick up on. Now, personally, I felt like the licensed music was poorly or at least questionably placed throughout the movie. Even though I actually like some of the songs that were put in it, but they some of it just didn't fit, when they put it in. But I actually thought they used a lot of the original like Mario themed music really well. Like playing the Mario theme or the Bowser theme. All these like I don't know. I can't describe it, but they use the original game music very well, the original theme music. But they didn't. They seem to drop the ball with like more licensed like you know I don't know. It's just like they could have done better with that. It is a very fast paced movie, um, which it's good to keep it like fresh and you're never bored watching the movie. But there were there were a couple of times that I really wish they would have like slowed down a little bit because I know no one was expecting Puss in Boots, but you know they really could have used like slowing down to explore the characters because it looked like they were aiming at that for a second, but then they just wouldn't let the scenes breathe. And so we're here at this one scene right now and then quickly to the next one. But I mean, it overall is just a really small part of it. And, it didn't affect it too much. It's just something I would have, liked to have them improve upon. And then, honestly, I guess this is kind of my hot take from everything I've seen, but I don't like what they did with Bowser, basically making him a metalhead simp, a metalhead incel, if you will. I mean, if they were going to use him having a crush on Peach, you know, if they were going to use that in the movie, it should have been subtle and or made like a running joke. Like I don't know how to explain that, but like it should have just been like oh, I hate you. But like, the undertone of oh, but really I have a crush on you. That kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think I don't like the way they did it in there because when he's not simping over Princess Peach, he's kind of a cool villain. He's really cool. I don't know. I just personally didn't like that, but again, it didn't really kill the movie, and it is kind of funny to laugh at. So I can't complain about it too much. I just, I kind of wish it wasn't his like main driving force in the movie. because I think a big scary bad guy conquering the land is enough motivation for the villain. I don't know. It's just maybe that's just me, but I think a bad guy being a simple bad guy in a very simple kids movie, I don't think you really need to give him much else. I think it was unnecessary. But maybe that's just me. Now, despite everything I've just said, I do still think it's a really good movie. I have been wondering, where could they go from here? Well, I think they could make a really cool sequel where maybe they introduce Wario and Waluigi and making Luigi a bit more of a driving force, or a sort of a center cast member. He didn't really have too much of a role in the main plot of this movie, in the first one. The Mario Brothers was more of just the Mario movie featuring Luigi. And I actually think that could be a really smart move on their part, but they just kind of have to stick the landing in the next movie to kind of justify that. So, I'm pretty hopeful about that. I think they could make a really compelling story where they introduce Yoshi, kind of give him a more significant Toad role. Like, he could be what Toad is to Mario, but for Luigi. And I think that could be really cool, could be really interesting. I think making Wario and Waluigi the main villains could be really cool. I think there's a lot that they could explore with certain things that weren't introduced in this one. Now, overall, I think I'd have to say I really, really like this movie. I think with the next one, they should take their time with letting some scenes breathe and exploring the characters themselves just a bit more. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just, working on that, giving us some time with them. But, this was really good. This is a good start. This is way better than their predecessor. That's for sure. But, I think this movie did its job of bringing the real Mario Brothers to the screen very well. I think if I had to, I'd give this one a 7.5 out of 10. That's the fairest score I can give it. But, it's all my perspective. And, maybe you think that there's a way that it could go differently. Maybe you have your own predictions. And you can tell me about that in the comments. You can tell me how you think the next movie will be. What do you predict will happen? Do you think maybe Waluigi will just show up and drop dead? Or do you think Yoshi is just, maybe that's just a tease? Maybe that won't happen? Just let me know what you think down in the comments. And, thanks for watching. Oh, and guys, before I forget, do me a huge favor and please subscribe. I've never done anything like this before. This is my first time ever making a video like this, and I would really appreciate it. You'd be helping me out a lot. Thanks.